Hello again. Welcome back. Gonna play another game. Let's see. Let's try another Sicilian. Didn't have very good luck with this earlier today. And when I reviewed it, oh, another Smith Morra. This isn't the same person, is it? No. I beat him 4 times. I'm gonna try and make it a fifth. I played a Smith Morra earlier today that I'm gonna post, and they turned it into a open Sicilian though. My opponent played that game almost perfectly. It was a very high level game for my opponent. So I think I was saying then that I like to play this Paulson structure or Khan or Taimanov versus the Smith Morra because it keeps the knight out of these key squares. White has sacrificed a pawn for speed and development. Both of his bishops are already able to develop. So he's got a little lead in development there. And when the rook comes to the C file, there's often pretty significant challenges for black on the C file and the D file. The other rook typically to this D file, and there's lots of challenges to have to overcome. I don't know if this is a perfect solution to it, but I like this structure versus the Smith Morra. I'm also going to route my run knight this direction, try and keep the bishop out of there. But he does have this option of pinning the knight first, um, where I can develop the queen, attack the bishop. Okay. This rook will come here. My queen's already kind of misplaced on that C2 or C7 square. Um, Here I need to develop the knight. Probably going to want to push B5 to develop my bishop this way. I'm going to get the knight out first. Generally, it's a good rule, knights before bishops. Put another piece between my queen and the C1 square. Okay, he takes the D file first. Maybe I go for that now. Develop this. It also gives my queen a little more maneuverability. Could just swap off. Well, he's not forced to take. I'm attacking the queen, but the queen can move. The bishop isn't forced to take. So this move had the purpose of bishop development, so let's continue with that. I'm expecting rook a to c1. Where he's going to have a trick here. So once the rook is placed here, knight here, pawn takes with check. And this pawn is threatening this knight. So that's a very common tactic in the Smith-Morra. Lots of Sicilians actually have this knight d5 tactical threat. So I probably ought to consider blocking the check, attacking the bishop. Can always bring the knight back to recapture. Consider capturing with the king. Um, Apologize again for the soft talking because my jaw is still quite sore, recovering from wisdom teeth extraction. Living on pudding cups and applesauce and soup. Isn't all bad. This would be my main idea. Rook a to c1. That creates the obvious threat, the aforementioned threat. I don't know how obvious it would be if you weren't, sharp on your tactics. Does he have any other ideas? Maybe queen here, queen to d2, piling pressure up on the d7 pawn. No, he's going to do it now. He's going to do it now. He does it now, though, and he takes with check. I block here. Oh, he has this push. Okay. He does have it now. So I'm going to back my queen up. Maybe redeploy here. I don't want to capture. That's going to lead to problems for me. I think that's my move. I could consider coming here with bishop retreat. Well, that does block the line of the rook. Consider taking. Okay. Walked into some stuff here. Queen can't defend that anymore, and the rook is under attack. So I'm looking at either giving up the exchange or giving up this valuable d-pawn. Allowing white to equalize on material. With a pretty ferocious looking attack. I let him take the pawn. He's also attacking the queen. Give up the rook. I could go here with this battery. I want to give up the rook. I think the d-pawn is more important than the rook. I'm going to pre-move that because if he takes, I am not going to let him escape with the rook. And I can't take with the queen because my bishop would now hang. I see. What are my ideas here? I'm giving him the rook. He's not forced to take it. The knight is not attacked. He could do something else. He could, for instance, attack the bishop again. And if I move the bishop, he's threatening queen takes d7. So I've really gotten myself into another mess here. There's no other defender for the bishop. Yuck. I should have maybe lifted the rook. It might have been a wiser decision to give up the pawn, because now I think I mean, I could still give up the pawn. Just bring the bishop here. Give him the pawn with check. I have to back it up. Check. Sack the queen. Checkmate. No. Oh no, with the knight. The knight's still there. Okay, so I take with the knight first, and there's no mate. But he's not forced to take the rook. Although, if yeah, he should just pile up and attack the bishop again. I don't have another defender. King can't come in to defend. I could threaten. I could counterattack. He does. He does take the. Okay. He takes the rook. I can threaten this. And queen takes. Queen takes. Rook takes. King e7. Two pieces are attacked. I'm going to get my piece back. My pawn structure is terrible, but I'm only down the exchange for a pawn. Power pieces will be traded off. So my king in the center of the board will actually be a little bit more of an asset. He can not take immediately. He can back it up, but then I do have the chance to bring my king in and defend the bishop. So I'm down the exchange for a pawn. Well, he just won the pawn, so I can also and I will if I take back. So if I kamikaze this, desperado, I guess is a better term. That would check. King, no, king can't take. Knight takes. Then I take here, and queen takes d7, king f8. Queen takes e6. think I should just give him back the pawn, and rather than open up these pawns around my king, I'm really vulnerable here. So I think I keep the D pawn. I give him the queen. Oh, I swap. I swap queens here. So here, so I'm no longer up a pawn for the exchange. I'm just down the exchange. So knight here defending this. Knight e5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, f4. I don't have my dark square bishop anymore. He just kicks it. It's f4. I have to move the knight, and he wins the pawn. So my only other option is rook, which is a terrible option, but it's the one I've got. There's this. So he's got a pawn hanging. He's going to defend the pawn. Okay. So I would be wise to defend my weakness on d7, and now I can free my rook up to do something more active. Got a knight for a rook. It's not the end of the world. This is playable. Looks like Jose might get his win this time around, though. Ah, I'm missing tactics today. Good move. Good move, Jose. If the pawn takes, the rook gets taken. It's pinned. I go here. Well, he could have. No, he couldn't have. He could not have taken here because one rook was insufficient. So what if I just back the rook up? Now I am threatening to take the bishop. Oh, why didn't I look at that? Good game. Good game, fella. You deserve that win. I'm just not playing up to par. Um, let's look at a quick game review. And Yeah, I played that a 71 and a brilliancy. Yeah, that move is quite common though. You should be expecting that move if you're playing um, Sicilians. That's a common theme, and it works quite often. Got to calculate it, make sure it works, but that is a good move, um, particularly with the queen there. Well, did not like my queen retreat. Still a .8 advantage here. What should I have done instead? I should have just taken. It wants me to take. And takes. And what? Knight back? That doesn't seem very smart. Maybe just bishop blocks. Also not great. Let's go back to the game review. Yeah, black is just positionally, strategically not good here. And that seems to have broken the camel's back. Well, good game. Um, I play a little stronger next time. Come back and watch some more chess.